today we're going to review adjective clauses. Now, although an adjective clause has a subject and a predicate, it's always describing something else, so it can't be its own sentence. Let's start with the simple sentence. We need a subject and a predicate. The student thought. The student is our subject. Thought is our predicate. The teacher yelled. The teacher is our subject. Yelled is our predicate. The man sat. We have a subject and a predicate. So we have a simple sentence. An adjective clause is going to let us describe something in our sentence. The woman cooked. We have a subject and a predicate. Let's add our adjective clause. The woman who left the table cooked. Which woman? The woman who left the table. We still have a subject, the woman, and a predicate, cooked. We also have an adjective clause, a group of words that's acting like an adjective. Let's look at another sentence just like it. The student who is working thought. I sure hope so. So again, we have a subject and a predicate. The student is our subject. Thought is our predicate. Which student? The student who is working. So again, we have our subject, a predicate, and an adjective clause describing the subject. Let's look at one more. The man who tripped yelled. What's the subject? What's the predicate? The man yelled. Which man? The man who tripped. Now let's review what makes an adjective clause essential. Something essential means you have to have it. Non-essential things are nice to have, but they're optional. An essential adjective clause gives us information we have to have about something. It identifies which one of a group we're talking about. Take a look at our picture. There are lots of men here. The man who left the table thought. Which of these men thought? The one who left the table. It's essential information because it's pointing out which man. Now look at this picture. There's just one man here. The man who left the table thought. This time, I'm not identifying a specific person. I know which man. I'm just giving some extra non-essential information. Remember our interruption rule. Non-essential adjective clauses are interrupting, so they need to have commas. The man who left the table thought. Let's look at another. There's just one woman here. The woman who is working yelled. We don't need to be told which woman. There was only one in the picture. The adjective clause interrupts to give us some non-essential information. We need to have commas around the interruption. The woman who is working yelled. Now look at this one. There are a few women now, but only one of them is working, and she is the one who yelled. There are lots of women now. The woman who is working yelled. Which woman yelled? This adjective clause is essential. It's telling me which of these women yelled. I needed to know which woman you're talking about. So we don't need any commas. This information is essential. Now let's look at one more.
There are lots of students here, and we're going to be talking about one of them.
The student who tripped sat. If I just say, the student sat, you can't tell me which student I mean. It's an essential clause.
What about now? Are you going to need to be told which student? The student who tripped sat. If there's only one student, is it essential to know he tripped so I can point out the right one? We know who it is. It's also helpful to know that he tripped, but non-essential. We need to add commas.